All right, what's up, everyone? It's NFL Week 5. This is the Players Club. We're going through everything. We're going to go through the slate one last time. We're going to build some lineups. We're going to crush some multipliers. We're going to have some fun, and hopefully, we'll be done at a reasonable time. So, Players Club Week 5. Let's get into it.
Oh shit! It's Chief ST, aka the Geek, and Kenyon McGee, DFS Army Players Club VIP. Motherfuckers, let's do this. Yo, me and my homies, we're tighter than a glove. We chop a lot of game, how we do it at the Players Club. Check the pool, or kick it in the tub, cause we kick much ass at the Players Club. It's time to kick it with the Army crew. VIP, you know how we do. Gonna smash the cop, make them look like bitches. In our pocket, we'll possess mad riches. Winning cash is our forte. When we smash a daily fantasy, gather that cream, gonna get a tune. Living that dream, drinking Blue Moon. Yo, we make lineups differentiate between cash and GPT where we correlate. Ask me about the lineup, I'll say it looks great. All about that love, I ain't trying to hate. Yo, your people ask what Bobby Wow would do. Fade the chalk, I unfriend you. More money for your bankroll. Stick to the script and make your pockets swole.
Since Geek's first week sneak peek lines, y'all can see where we headed. If y'all have any other DFS coaches, y'all need to dead them. Yep, this season your boys are back on the block. Helmets, casket, the top. Yeah, same old shit. Yeah, chicks love the boys in the VIP. Saying, hey, Poppy, we so B.I.G. It's Players Club, exclusive, DFS Army.
Right, that's how we do it. Motherfuckers, we out.
All right, let's go. NFL Week 5 is here. We're going to get into this. How do you get unique on this slate? Running backs all over the place seem awesome. Wide receivers, some chalk, maybe bad chalk, maybe good chalk. I don't fucking know. And then those quarterbacks, those matchups, the three main ones are so chalky. How are we going to get off of that? All this and more coming up here on the Players Club. Steve with a question. How, regarding multipliers, do you suggest enter one multiplier tournament with a bunch of lineups hoping to cash, or enter different multiplier tournaments? Do different ones. Doesn't really make a difference. But if they're the 10x, you definitely should not do just one. And if they're the 40x, you could put as much as you want. You're not going to hit more than one. So it doesn't really matter too much. You're not going to compete too much with yourself, but by all means, use different ones. Doesn't matter. Okay. Blue Moon's up, everybody. That's how we get started. Saturday afternoon. Let's go. There it is. There it is. Okay. Let's get into the slate. Log in. Really? We're going to go through my cheat sheet here. And we'll go through the players, but I always like to start with Domination Station. There was a ownership update this morning that did change a lot of the ownerships, even from tournament tactics until now. So let's get a quick read on what the ownerships are, and we'll remind ourselves kind of how we want to attack this slate. So let me give it, hang on. I want to make sure I'm actually loading up the new stuff. So let's go. Here we go. Reload. Okay. All right, there we go. Could have sworn Fields was rising, but let's start with the quarterback position, everyone. We still have Justin Herbert as the highest owned guy in a really good spot. Nothing wrong with this. I totally get why he's going to be high owned, right? Makes sense, especially with Washington being pretty good against the run relative to the pass. Herbert has lost his, the offensive line got beaten up. They lost a really important offensive lineman last week as well, like their top guy, their all pro. So That offensive line for the Chargers is going to be a little sketchy in this game, but overall, I don't think it matters. I think both these teams can score, and Herbert through the air is great. Quentin Johnston is my favorite guy on the team at this point in terms of pairing up with Herbert. And maybe Ladd McConkey this week. It seems like he's due, but I don't know. Daniel Jones. I mean, it just makes sense. The Colts at home are really, really good. And he projects as good or better than anybody else on the entire slate from a fantasy points perspective. Look at these numbers. 19.6 for Fields, 19.8 for Danny Jones. These are great props projections for these guys. And we're going to build around Daniel Jones. Who are we building him around? We're going to go with Pittman and Warren in our builds for Jones. A little taste of downs or whatever, but it's Pittman and Warren in that build without Taylor, ideally. Of course, Justin Fields is probably, I mean, he's 10% owned, one of the best points per dollar values, the best points per dollar value at the quarterback position on this slate as well. Justin Fields, it's scary to play him. Dallas plays just all zone defense, which is very good if you're Justin Fields and you're able to find spots in the zone. This could actually be one of those, when a team plays the zone, dump offs to the running back is huge and the tight end. So let's pay attention, not just to Fields with Garrett Wilson, who I like a lot, and I love Garrett Wilson, and I love those stacks, but also we have to keep in mind that the type of defense that Dallas actually plays probably favors throwing to Mason and the running back even more. Any love for Sam Darnold, given how much Burns liked him in tournament tactics? Here's the good thing about Sam Darnold in that game. I don't really love it, but I will say this. I think Seattle will have a very difficult time running the football against the stout Tampa rush defense, which should cause Darnold to have to throw more. So yes, I'm for it. I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm fine. We'll make a lineup with him. And that's not my idea. That's definitely Burns and DFS up north. So great. Uncle Cheese, I don't think it's a Hurts week. I just don't. I don't think that. Yeah, that's a great question. Love them both. Make a choice. Continuing on, Kyler Murray, I kind of a little bit get why he's showing up here as one of the higher owned quarterbacks. He gets a really good projection. And there's this thought that with the running back situation for the Cardinals kind of beaten up, that they'll throw for more touchdowns in this one, maybe just randomly. So that could definitely pop. I get it. I usually don't play Kyler Murray in DFS, but yeah, I can see it. I can understand why there's some interest there. Jalen Hurts, I don't really like. Dak Prescott on the road. Sure, it's the Jets. Normally not the best spot to play Dak on the road. Surprised at the ownership a little bit. What we have to try to find is one of these other names who can pop off, right? So every time you see a slate and we're attacking, this show is much more about handcrafting lineups for multipliers. And fine, right? We're going to stick with our main core of guys for that. We're going to have Fields and we'll do, and we'll branch out just a little bit, but we're doing, the Bryce Youngs, these kind of plays, those are for large field GPPs. I'm not going to use that in like a high dollar SPY, $150. I'm not doing that. High dollar GPPs. Season long, am I starting Igbuka or White? I'm starting Igbuka over White in season long. Rattlesnake Sunday. Okay. I don't mind that either. Take a shot. I like that. I like that kind of a risk. I like that. That's a good kind of a Sunday risk. Rattlesnake runs a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that silly for the millie. Like those are things we're going to do silly for the millie, right? We're not going to craft those necessarily today, but those will be silly for the millie spots. But keep in mind, this area down here, what if Jake Browning has a day at 4,900, bouncing back off of the horrors on the road? What if he has a day? To Jamar Chase for that stack that no one's going to own. Think about it for your tournament play. Similarly, even though I was shitting on this play a little bit on tournament tactics, I don't like the price point, but I mean, Jared Goff, mild interest, but not really, right? We have done well with Jared Goff. The 1 week we played him so far this year, I mean, it worked out. At this point, I'm the Goff whisperer, until I miss one. But I'm not in love with it. Jackson Dart's kind of interesting. Running a lot. He's a guy that I can get behind a little bit more. But again, we have better plays. So there's that. Always want to be in this zone here. Trying to think who could possibly pop that we're not thinking about. That's your big, large field GPP zone. And here, of course, in the main zone, it's just Herbert, Jones, Fields. Really, everybody else is a significant step down to me. Running back group. Running back group, everyone. Let's start at the top. So I'm going to sort here. So when you sort by ownership, it's Achane, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Rashad White, Omari, and Hampton. And if we actually sort by fantasy point per dollar value, Rico Dowdle pops the most. Rashad White, Breece Hall, though, is right there. And he is the lock button of the slate. There's Achane. I gave a little bump to Montgomery, who's kind of interesting. A lot of potential great plays at the running back position. A lot of great plays. So for today, we're going to end up building a lot of our lineups around Achane and Breece Hall with a third guy in there. That's one of like a Rico. So I want to flex the forced diversification muscles. Homecoming Monty is fine. Any of it. So I think a lot of it's just going to be Hall, Achane, and then White. Or Hall, Achane, and then like White's not that good even when he started. Like it's a tough matchup. I don't love it. It's fine. Hall, Achane, and Dowdle. Still also just an okay play, but who cares? Dowdle should be fine. Hall, Achane, and Michael Carter. Roll the dice. Or Omarion. Or Scadaboo. Doesn't matter. That's a lot of how I want to build. Woody Marks, low owned, right? I even kind of think Chase Brown could have a good game. As crazy as that sounds. We'll avoid these guys. No Walker, no Charbonnet, none of that. It's the opposite of a Derrick Henry week in my mind. The opposite. Like whatever Derrick Henry week is, this is the reverse of that. It's the opposite. The reason being, Derrick Henry is somebody you only want to play when the team is favored. His split when his team loses is horrible. Is Woody Marks really the guy now? Yes. Doesn't mean he's going to get... See, what we have to pair back with Woody Marks and understand is the Texans were playing the Titans last week, and they blew them out of the water. In the same way that RJ Harvey popped last week because of... who the fuck were they playing? I don't remember who they're playing. No. But anyway, it was a blowout for the Texans, and Woody Marks got a lot of run in a blowout. Yeah, they played the Bengals and they blew them out, and that was the whole thing. So in a blowout script, yeah, Woody Marks will get even more run, but I think we can't expect 25 touches for Woody Marks again, or 22, or any of that. Chubb is still in there, and it's more of a 50-50 split. So this is a skinnier play than we want to think. That being said, it's possible the Texans kind of are blowing out the Ravens, but that's not what I expect to happen. What do I make of the DeMercado Michael Carter situation? It's a gross situation. It's tough to get involved with. And, it seems like Michael Carter will be the main guy and DeMercado will continue to be the third down guy. It's a bummer. Keaton Mitchell will be active finally. Okay. Bengals, Broncos played the Bungles. I get it now. Not really on Marks. Just, cheap guy list, right? Marks is fine, but he's just one of the ones to throw in the mix. Normally, I was excited about him until we got all these other bargains. So we go to the other bargains, right? Like, why bother with, Marks is fine, but like, if I got a 4,300 Dowdle and Rashad White, there's so much salary savings available. We don't really need to do it. So that's the running back position. And for us today, it's going to be ownership. Achane, Hall, third guy. Achane, Hall, third guy. And then mix it up. Jonathan Taylor, Gibbs or Montgomery. We mix it up a little bit, but without getting too crazy. I don't like JNT. I don't want these underdogs. So we're going to stick with the rules of good players. Wide receiver group. I'll go to my cheat sheet for that. That's not mine. Wide receiver group. Here we go. JT. Oh, no. Where are we? Yeah. We got Amon-Ra in a good spot. Fine. Jackson Smith and Jigba in an elite spot. That's somebody I want to get all over. Egbuka, fine. Nico Collins could pop off. This could be that game. By the way, Nico Collins is in a spectacular spot. The Ravens are down so many defensive backs. It's not even funny. We got to make sure to remember to put Collins in lineups. I don't see any reason really to play Saquon other than just to get different. No other reason than that. Collins, Pickens, okay. Now, Pickens is a dangerous chalk. Pickens will see Sauce in coverage. And as much as everybody wants to shit on Sauce for inexplicable reasons, he's still like the number 3 cornerback in the National Football League. And he'll probably be shadowing Pickens. What does that mean? Does it mean Pickens won't have a big play? No. Pickens could have a lot of big plays. But it probably reduces the likelihood that he puts up a ceiling game. Yeah. I like Ferguson better. I don't know. Tolbert's fine, but Ferguson is the guy that I'm very excited about in that game. Ferguson is my favorite of the tight ends on the slate, followed by Warren, and it's not close after that. Other wide receivers. So Garrett Wilson, love him. Chris Godwin, very playable. Quentin Johnston. When are we going to learn? Load up on this guy. Olave. Seen double-digit targets in 3 or 4 games this season. Too cheap compared to the volume. At home, against the Giants, it's a good spot. Pittman, going to be building around him, but probably just... See, these guys that are connected to quarterbacks I'm playing a lot of, it's not Turpin. It's Tolbert. Turpin is actually going to be out in this game. But when there's a player that is heavily connected to a quarterback that I'm starting and playing a lot of, what I tend to do is just do that pairing, but don't use that player too much outside of the pairing. Basically, think about it like this. If Garrett Wilson blows up in a good way, your Fields lineups are going to be the one winning tournaments or in that position to win tournaments. If Garrett Wilson fails, then your Fields lineups are probably going to be shit. So why play Garrett Wilson in lineups that don't have Fields in it? Think about that. Whenever I'm heavily using a quarterback, I'll just take the wide receivers attached to that quarterback and mostly play them only with that quarterback because, hey, if the quarterback fails, they'll probably fail. And if they fails, the quarterback will probably fail. So why have that nuclear explosion destroy all of my other lineups? Couple of pay down options at wide receiver. Darius Slayton on the Giants, little sexy pay down option. My reasoning is, he's able to take the top off the defense with Neighbors out. Wandale plays like a different kind of a role. I think it's Slayton that's most likely to kind of get in the Malik Neighbors role. In addition, Troy Franklin. I got reasons for all of these plays. You don't need to do this, Eric. It's going to happen automatically. If you have a QB wide receiver stack, it will not pluck anybody except Wilson. Wilson will be in every Fields lineup. You don't have to do anything special. Just any QBWR, it will have Wilson with Fields in every single lineup. But I don't think it needs to be every lineup. I'm going to play some Fields with Hall and or Mason Taylor. How do you set up? There is an option on the DOM station that does that. I'm just not sure if it works. But this chain to stacking is supposed to do that. I just need to make sure this is functional because I have not used it in a very long time. So sorry, I should know if something's functional. I really need to tell. Where's Uppers Lad? He would know. Yeah, because Wilson and Taylor are already incredibly well projected. So it's just going to show up. It does not work. There we go. So, all right. I have to do a little more testing on that. But yeah. Shit. All right. We'll look into it. That should work. But I think it only... I'm not sure if it works with... They might have only connected it to correlation stacks, basically a previous stacking system. Bryce Young stack. I mean, it was definitely mentioned on Tournament Tactics. I think there's some viability to it. Yeah, I think there's some viability to it, but it's not like super great. Yeah, Sanders, by the way, will be out, but they're playing Jaden Blue, so I guess doesn't really matter. I don't really like running back versus running back, but I think Javonte Williams as a standalone play is also a very good play. I don't think they need to be in the same lineup, but I think it's a very good play. Where was I? Cheat sheet. All right, so Darius Slayton. Then I want to talk about these other two and why they're on the sheet. Troy Franklin is in here because Denver needs to throw to somebody, and the Eagles have some elite cover corners. So I can't remember his name, but elite CB1 for the Eagles will be on Cortland Sutton. So I think it opens things up for Troy Franklin in this matchup. Cortland Sutton, the Eagles should be able to handle him or slow him down, especially if they put cornerback, whose name escapes me right now, on him. Similarly, with Malik Washington, now this one I'm less concerned, or I'm less certain of. So Malik Washington is the WR2. The Panthers, as Josiah rightly pointed out, J.C. Horn is an elite cornerback, and he should be on Waddle, locked onto him like glue for this game, which should open things up for Malik Washington. Let's go. Let's go, John Marchese. I love this. It's just a money printing machine, dude. I love it. Tell your friends. Tell your friends this is a money-making machine. All right. Tight end group. Trey McBride, yeah, decent. Brock Bowers, unacceptable. Unacceptable, almost unplayable. Jake Ferguson is my favorite. You know what? It's not coming out on the sheet here. I've got Ferguson and Tyler Warren about the same, but I slightly prefer Ferguson. It's funny that Warren has a higher projection. Let's see what their prop projection looks like. I have a feeling that Fergie might have a higher prop than Warren. No. See, this is why. Warren is a full point above Ferguson. Yeah. He's a full point above. So it's going to be Warren. It's going to be Ferguson, kind of in that order. Bowers is somebody I'm really not going to get exposure to. I know until he's out of the boot, I'm out. I'm not, he's hurt. Yeah, Fergie core. But if you look here, there is reason to prefer Tyler Warren. But then the ownership discount to Ferguson is what brings me back. We'll play a lot of Ferguson today. We're going to play a lot of We're going to play a lot of Ferguson. We're going to play a lot of Warren today. Yeah. He's not 100%. He's not healthy. He's not healthy. That's the problem. Brock Bowers should be smashing right now. He should be smashing, but he's been beat up ever since that first game. It's not like Geno can't get the ball to him. He can. Yeah, and Tremble is an acceptable gummy play for sure. Yes, Ertz, especially. I forgot. Zach Ertz is in an elite spot here. Warren, Fergie, but yes, we can mix it up. We need to pay down a little bit. Go to Ertz. You play a little Laporta for some upside. Would I play them together? No. I don't hate it. It's not the worst thing. I think I'm not going to craft that, but handcraft it. I wouldn't be against it, but there's just so many great running backs at that price that it's hard to really want to go to a tight end in the flex when there's so much value. But that being said, it's not bad. Again, yeah, Ertz with people aren't realizing with Terry McLaurin out for the Commanders, Ertz gets the spike. AJ Brown, I would say, is completely and utterly unplayable. Maybe the worst play on the entire slate. The only good thing about AJ Brown is the price came down, but I don't want the person that, as a matter of fact, the one to consider here is Devontae Smith. Listen, Patch Surtain is going to lock down AJ Brown in that game, most likely, which should open things up for Smith. Now, I could be completely wrong. And somehow they put Surtain on Smith and AJ Brown's open. So that would be a surprise. But I don't think I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time, by the way, so I don't fucking know. But my assumption is Surtain will be on AJ Brown, and that's not good for AJ Brown. Why would you throw it to Brown when Smith is on the other side? I don't like really even Hurts. I don't want to, I know it's blasphemous because I love Hurts, but I don't really love him this week. Do we gummy up Luke McCaffrey? And that is on the level of the 80 Mitchell play from last week, which was a good play. It just didn't quite get there. I think Luke McCaffrey might be less, but that's the kind of thing. And you're just remembering that Smith just never does shit. That's the reason. Yeah. That's another one. Deebo Samuel. That's my quarterback, punk. With no Terry McLaurin. In a competitive matchup. Facing a defense that he can thrive against. Savage, by the way, shout out. You the man. Always the man. Appreciate you. And I appreciate the channel membership that you gave out. You're awesome. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys for hanging out. For bearing with me on the sometimes 3-hour long Players Clubs. Continuing through the tight end group, guys. Mason Taylor, 2,800. Don't sleep on Mason Taylor if we need to get low owned. So if we needed salary savings at the end and we don't want to go Fergie or, and we could pay down here, and these are interesting spots. I love Mason a little bit with Fields, but he's kind of playable standalone. I agree with you here, Code Res as well. I don't think it's going to be another Waller Sunday. I could be wrong. I don't think it'll be another Waller Sunday. He was not on the field that much. He only got like 16 snaps in that game. He got the 2 touchdowns. But I do think they will keep him in and Waller will come back out in the red zone. But I think it's Achane Sunday. Where's Josiah? He's in here. What's up, Josiah? 3 hours of Josiah would be better than 3 hours of Geek. I'll tell you all right now. A lot more fun. Josiah. Achane. Tell the crowd what happens to the Panthers when they see Achane. Waller will take away from Arizona. Achane. Yeah, I mean, it's I'm worried about, I would hate it if Waller got 3 touchdowns and Achane got none because he stole them. That would suck, but like shit happens. That's the DFS, man. That's the DFS. Yeah, see, fucking A. My mother told me the exact same thing. The exact same thing. She's like, I don't want to see you. My own mom. Defenses, we already know. We're gonna play we're gonna play the Saints. We're gonna play the Cardinals. We're gonna play the Texans. I don't know if I even want to play the Lions anymore. I just watched a legendary. All right, let me give you guys a little story here, and it's making me rethink the whole slate. Hold up. I'm going full face. All right. I'm just going to plant this idea in your heads, and then we're going to go back to lineup building. I watched a legendary bettor talking about one of the things that he looks for in bets that's won for the last 40 years or whatever. Said, when a team coming off a massive loss, like a blowout loss, is then home facing an opponent that's coming off of a road win, and that team that's coming off the loss is a greater than 10-point underdog in the game, they cover the spread something to the effect of 66% of the time. So the Bengals are in a situation where underdog teams in the exact same situation cover the spread 66% of the time. So that got me thinking, what is the version of this game where the Bengals cover the spread, right? Oh my God. Like, first of all, it hurts my mind even to think that the Bengals could cover a 10-point spread against the Lions. It's 66%, guys. That number is crazy high. It's one of the highest. It's one of the most predictive metrics in all of sports betting. I wish I could tell you let me see if I could. The guy's name is George Riley. I don't know. I can't play it. George Riley is the guy's name. Legendary sports bettor, old school guy. This isn't wait, let me show this. I'll show this guy. Old school. This guy's not arbing, okay? This is that one guy that like you could probably actually tail the bets from, and it's probably sharp. And that's like 1 in a million. But just think about versions. This guy is here talking about just this history of this type of bet. So that got me thinking. All right, go back to full face. That got me thinking. It got me thinking, what if the Bengals play Razzle, this might be one of this is an elite Razzle line. This is one for the ages. He's old school. He looks like an old school bettor. So I'm like, how can we? He's not French. He looks French in that shirt, but he's not. He's just an old guy. Even old guys like me don't realize that when you wear striped shirts like this, you look like an idiot. I don't know. I don't have fashion. I wish I had my wife doesn't notice it till after. She's like, why are you wearing stripes? You look like a prisoner. So I want you all to think about this in the Millie Maker. If the Bengals are playing competitive football, what could possibly happen that we could take advantage of in DFS? What? I don't know. Does that mean more Goff? Jamar Chase? Chase Brown? Goff? Dad Games gets it. He's married. I know. He's married. Chase Brown, maybe? Finally? Chase Brown, gross. Jamar Chase, unowned? How about that? What about unowned Jamar Chase has a game? Chase Brown, Savage says. I want everybody, let's just put that in our brain banks. This is not my take. It's not my take. I saw the fucking what Paulie Walnuts said it, right? So it's like, okay. How do we take advantage of that? Remember, Millie Makers are about what can be. unburdened by what has been. Do we have to play some Browning? Should we play a Browning lineup? I got to fucking pop a gummy for a Browning lineup. I don't think I can do it. I need a fucking tattoo 5,000 milligrammers, right? I don't know. But I'm just saying that is a thing that I was reading. I was watching that guy just before, and I'm like, okay. Betting angles. No one's on it. I do this when I'm thinking. I do this. So I don't know. I would sell low on Chase Brown. Fuck, all you guys are gummies. You know what? This is the problem. All right, let me go back to not full screen. Sorry, I showed you my big face. That's when I want to make a point. I need to get serious. Throw the whole face up there. Just be aware of it. We've also seen remember the theme of this week, right? Home teams, even shitty players at home, they play better, right? That's the theme. That's the fucking theme of this year, this month, this always. So let's always fucking drill that home. And now the Bengals are at home. And now we all know that Browning, as bad as he's been, and he has been god awful, has had competent games as the quarterback for the Bengals. He's had them. It's just something to keep in mind. Like, what if it happens? The rattlesnake, same deal, guys. What if it happens? He runs a little. Let's look at the rattlesnake. These are silly for the Millie plays. We will craft those lineups just because I will take that kind of a play in the we'll do the 40x in those, but not the 10x, right? We don't need to put those in the 10x. We'll put them in the 40x. The rattlesnake in the 40x. We'll do a few of these. I mean, he got to 21 at home. And then it's been these two brutal road games against brutal defenses. And he's still not like completely horrifying. The completion percentage is not bad. Look at this, 71. I mean, he's over 200 yards in a couple of these games. He threw for 5 touchdowns so far, only 1 interception. Guys, and the rattlesnake ran for 49 yards last week. Excuse me? Grim? Zoobs? You guys were already on the shit? The dads are making a plan. All right. Wife just texted me. My wife is at Gainesville, University of Florida, visiting my daughter for the, UF Gators game this weekend, and they have a sorority parents weekend. And I never go first semester because football season's happening and I don't exit the man cave between September and January. I do 5 months in the cave, only go outside for brief vitamin D, brief splashes of vitamin D sunlight. But yeah, they're playing Texas. That's what's up. Code Res, you know what's up. That's what's up. And Browning with the 20, and yeah, dude. But apparently the dads are planning a spring trip, so now I am going to be going to UF in the springtime because the dads are all like, how come Kevin's never here? And that's fucked up. And they all think I'm fake. Okay. Rattler. No. Oh. No. Not Kamara. Shaheed, Olave, the tight end. He's due. The tight end. Not Kamara. Not Kamara. It's going to be Kamara. By the way, just note when I took that strong of a stand against Kamara that now you probably should play him. I'm just saying that. You probably should play him. Yeah. Sorority parties are dangerous, but you don't even go to sorority parties. They actually just take me to frat parties, and then I'm at the frat party and they just think I'm one of the bros. I'm like fucking pounding beers. I'm like, oh, what do you got? Natty Ice? All right, give me 2 of those. He's due. Okay. Let's get into lineup building. How many minutes in? Let's remember. See if I did a good job here. 40 minutes in. Not bad. All right. Let's get into lineup building, guys. Start at the top. I'm going to do my main people first, and then we'll branch out and do some silly for the millies. Does that sound right? So we'll start with the main ones. I want to start with that because we'll get to the main ones after that. So let's first start, before we even build a lineup, actually, let me do my thing here, and I'm going to plug in the chalk. Okay, Achane, chalk. I want him all over. Breece Hall, chalk. I want him all over. Fergie, chalk. I want him everywhere. I want you to want me. Will Ferrell in Old School is literally, I love that movie, and Will Ferrell is one of my favorite characters of all time in that. And by the way, I did this once, Marchese. I went last year for one of the games in the spring, and it was that. I was pounding. I took some film of it. It was crazy. I took video of it. I'm like, dude, I can't believe I'm here. Like standing in a mud pit in a backyard, drinking beer like it was back in the day. I like that college is set up that you bring your kids, you bring your parents now, and they party as if they're still in college. Like that was not going on when I was in college. Oh, my rapper name was Chief ST. That's where it comes from. And my partner, my rapper partner, his name was DJ Pleasurehead. We had an album. Chief ST. My full name was Chief ST, the Mad Flavorous. And it was Pleasurehead, the aesthetically pleasing. Yeah. DJ Pleasurehead and Chief DST. I like it. All right. Chief ST, the Mad Flavorous. Put your ass on the corner. You can catch the bus. My styles is murderous. I'm smoking dust. And just like a dollar, in Chief you trust. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Okay. We're building lineups. Defense. Plug it in. Go down to Texans. Saints. DJ Pleasurehead, the aesthetically pleasing. If you guys knew who the... yeah. All right. Where were we? So I'm just putting together what I consider to be all kind of the really good chalk plays for this slate. And we're going to look at this, and we're going to think about ways that we can get different and unique. I'm keeping the ST to myself. We're going to get ways to, we're going to look at ways to get different and unique on the slate from here. So this is your basic, what I think is the chalk, right? Let me actually look here and see if I'm forgetting anybody that's really up there. Yeah, I mean, Achane, Taylor's probably the chalk. Wide receiver group, you got JSN, Amon-Ra, Waddle. He's not my chalk, though. Yeah. Not my chalk. There is no video. All of it was lost over the years, unfortunately. I used to have a full demo tape and the whole thing. And we have some video. I have shown some video of me. There is a little video of me freestyling back in college that exists. I got to find it. Like with girls, it's pretty crazy. So we got our baseline. So let's start to build lineups off of this. I am in the super booster. And guys, remember that our contest selection approach. Super booster, 10x, 4x, small tournament. Small tournament, right? So get right into it. So because I have Garrett Wilson in here, let's just start with the Fields lineup, right? So if we start with Fields, I don't mind Fields with Hall and Wilson. I do think we got a Ferguson bring back, so we've already effectively built around that game. From here, we can pretty much kind of go a lot of different directions, one of which is let's pick a cheap running back for the flex. So we can go Dowdle, who's my favorite of them right now, right? And what that gives us is a little bit of back and forth. We got a ping pong with Achane and Dowdle. We've got Fields, Hall, Wilson with a bring back of Ferguson. And here, with the last spot, we got Nico. Oh, we can go to Pickens and really build a full game stack. I actually want to build a few different versions of this, but we can build a just straight Nico Collins low owned piece in the middle of all this chalk, right? This is very chalky. The most I would call chalkiest of all would be something like this, where we include Pickens, Ferguson, and get the whole crew going. At that point, we might even consider spending up on defense. Remember, we got the cheapest defense in here. So if we leave some salary over, we can do some other things. So we go to Pickens, but we can also scroll down and just take a different good play, like Quentin Johnston, who I probably like more with Herbert than anything. Yeah, I like that you're writing it in the way that he says it. I am concerned about Sauce, which is why I'm not 100% all in on Pickens. That's why I'm sitting here thinking, is there another way to go? Right? We have to do a Pickens one, but I am concerned enough to say there's also plenty of room to do not that. So you got Godwin, I don't mind. Johnston, we could go Tet McMillan as part of this game here and take out Dowdle and maybe just finish it off with something a little more intense. Or we could put in like a Rashad White or one of the other cheapies. Dowdle still. And then here you got 1,300 to go from the cheapest defense to a better one. Maybe better. I'm not sure that that's better. Oh, I like Pittman too. So if we go there. Now, the negative with Pittman, the negative with all of these guys, with Pittman especially, is Pittman is kind of my piece that I want to use with Daniel Jones. So do I want to stink up a Justin Fields lineup with the guy who I want to use Daniel Jones with? That's a real consideration. Let's go to Texans defense, right? They're pretty good. That's a good spot. Or I still like this. I don't mind the Saints. Like, I'm fine with playing the cheapest one or the second cheapest one. But, we have some other options. Colts, Cardinals. Dowdle's in there. Let's do a very basic one, though. So if I go back to Saints, I'm just going to play Nico. I'm purposefully kind of fading Pickens in that one because it's almost too obvious. But we've now discussed, is it dumb to fit in 150 max? No, I think it's always okay to fade the chalk in that style of contest. Definitely Herbert. As much as Herbert's in a great spot, I don't have a problem if you faded that. But we'll start with the Fields one, and then we're going to move on. So I've just shown you 5 different versions. You can go with Collins. We can go down to Pittman. Whatever you do here with this spot, you can go. And this spot can also change. JSN does not need to be in this. So if we had some salary left over, this could be Pickens as well. Could be JSN. I love JSN, so I don't really want to take him out. So, but this is that chalky build, and then we'll build other things off of that. I want to have a few different versions of a Fields lineup. I want a few different versions of a Danny Jones lineup. JSN is pretty core. Yeah, I mean, he's a good play. But that being said, we don't have to play him in everything. The reason JSN is so core is because the Bucs stop the run. They're good at that. You know what my takeaway from this was, Soups? My takeaway was, and let me again clip what I'm doing. My takeaway was maybe this guy is not that hard of a worker. Like, my takeaway wasn't anything from that statement other than thinking, if this is the way he feels, you know who doesn't feel like that? Guys who work really hard. Yeah. And yes, I do like Godwin. I do like Godwin. Yes, I like him. So we'll get, yeah, he's on my sheet. All right. That's lineup number 1. I'm going to keep running through and going through different versions. But one of the ways I like to build these is you come right back to this lineup. This was my first look lineup, by the way, which is not super different. Not super different. I didn't play Brees Hall with Fields in that one. I got Scadaboo in there against their own defense, but all right. Let me just show you what I do here to adjust this. So I just brought the same lineup back. So now that those changes that I was thinking about, let's throw an adjustment onto it. Switch the defense. Maybe let's go all the way up. You know? Olave. Montgomery, Krotsky, Merritt. This is too expensive on the defense. It's fucking up my shit. So if we do something like Houston on the road, no. Colts? No, let's go back down to it. Let's go to Houston. Texans, fine. Right? 6,400 for the last spot. Debo, Javonte. Can do Mason Taylor in the lineup. Then get Pickens going for the last spot. Yeah. Could do that. Could go with so I got Fields in this one, Javonte. So let's say we did just something different here. I still like the Nico Collins way, though. I do like this, but I need to switch it up. Go back to Ferg. 6,400. Debo, Javonte. Debo. Do I want to go there? Javonte. I could also go, I have Pickens, so that's too much. Pickens probably, actually with Pickens in there, and I'll take Hall out as well. So a second Fields lineup will fade Brees Hall here. How about Houston, Woody Marks with the defense? Tight end for this one, Mason? Taylor? Put them in. Too much money left over. So here we can actually pay up at some of these other spots. Pickens, Garrett Wilson, Mason Taylor, Texan defense. Omarion? Gibbs? Taylor? JT? Scadaboo, just get weird with this one. Godwin? Go Scadaboo right there. Can do that. This might be a little too off kilter. You guys all said Gibbs. Yeah, I mean Gibbs works, but if we're following that Montgomery theme, I don't know that Gibbs will do enough. He could. I mean, why not? You can do Gibbs, and then instead of Scadaboo, maybe Debo, Javonte. And go lower. Johnston. So many ways to go. Yeah, they could both eat. Yeah, so with Jameer, they could both eat. Like that could happen too. No Fergie. Can do Javonte in this one and just make it still a big game stack. Yeah, let's do that. Or I'll do that here. But it's always like this, Zoobs. And the reality is we don't always have to build around game. We could just like build good lineups too. And it doesn't matter. Like build with all your favorite. I think like one of the Millie Maker wins this week was like a one-off quarterback. And then like all the chalk that I loved all week. I was like, man, I can't believe I didn't put this all together myself. But it's kind of how it went. Remember, I'm doing mostly, so I put it in I put the lineup in a super booster. The one most of you guys like, these are super boosters, guys. This $4, this 2. These are the ones that most of you all should be doing. These 2. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with, if let's say you feel really good about a lineup, instead of, if you don't want to do the 27, but you want to win a little more. So these are top 150, win 100. So I could put it, in here 5 times, $16. And you get a better odds of getting there. Like this one will win at a higher rate. This is top 150. This will win more frequently than this one. Tucker for me is very much exclusively somebody I want in 150 max, not in the lineups we're building now. I don't mind it, but in my 150. I like this lineup a little less than the first one I built. What the fuck? So I'll do less money on it. Generally, that's kind of how I figure things out. Always put it in the King of the Desert too. All right, let's go back to it. Thank you. All right, let's move on from Justin Fields. Let's go to our next core quarterback, Jaden Daniels. All the while taking a lovely sip from our Blue Moon. I will give you the ultimate thing of a cat owner. I feel like there's always cat hair on my face. Like at all times, I feel like I'm just rubbing cat hair off of my nose. That's always there. Not Jaden Daniels. I want Daniel Jones, right? So let's do a Danny Dimes lineup. These are going to be fun. We got Warren. We've got Pittman as our baseline. And with this lineup, we do not need a bring back at all. We don't need to bring back. Let me just play it. Daniel Jones, Pittman, Warren. So from here, we can start to maybe consider ways to branch out and be a little different. We're going to plug in our chalk. Pierce is out again. Adonai Mitchell is once again in play and playable. But I only want 2 pieces. So if I got Pittman and Warren, I'm not going to play AD Mitchell. We'd have to not play that. Don't you think they'll be too high owned? I picked up Waller. So from here, we can literally just try to find maybe a secondary stack or something, maybe a skinny stack or just our favorite plays. That it does not have to be a stack. You can do anything. Slayton. I really don't want pieces. Like, I don't feel that necessary. Like, we could put it Myers in there just for the bring back. Wah, wah. And it is a good spot for Myers and all of that. And it's probably pretty good, I guess. Or isn't there something sexier we could do? Nico. JSN. Woody Marks. It almost built itself. Montgomery. Olave. Devontae. Even cheaper guys. What if we don't have this defense? So what if we went down here and played Rico Dowdle? Rico. Right? And now we get 1,100. So that opens up swapping out the defense for a different defense. Is that a better? I don't know. Different. Go Giants. I don't really love like using that extra money to pay for a defense. I just rather just pay all the way down and figure it out later. I really do like the Saints here. When we pay up, it's the Cardinal. Like, all right, let's see if I can get to the Cardinals. I do, Cardinals. So that puts us, I can't really get JSN and Nico. So we have 6,800 left in this way. Debo? JSN? Nico? I don't know. Something like that can work. Shaheed is a really good play. Yeah, good call. St. Brown. Yeah. All of that. Keep building these different versions, guys. Keep attacking different. The other way, we could go Michael Carter here. Do something different. So many ways. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Puka much more than JSN to me. Yeah, Burns liked the Colts. I put Colts defense in just in my sheet, just knowing that Burns would talk them up. I didn't even know what he would say. I just automatically know. I'm starting to recognize spots that Burns is going to like. So I'm like, oh, yeah, he's going to like this one. All right, I might as well put him in. Sorry, I take a little extra time because I actually use these lineups or somewhat versions of them. Do I like MHJ at all? I think yes. MHJ is kind of interesting. And Igbuga, I don't know about in stack. I had a thought about Baker this week. I think we should build one, but only for big tournaments. So we'll do a Baker lineup too. I had a thought about it. I really did. Man, I should be entering this $50 one. This is so winnable. What is this contest seat worth? It's worth 10 grand? 20 grand? Oh, it's a lot of value in that ticket. I really want to win one. All right. I'm going to be attacking that King of the Desert a little more. Also, they want to get it right with MHJ. They finally started having his head right last week. They should go back to him. We'll build a lineup with MHJ. But this is our first Danny Jones lineup. Let's do another one. I like Danny Jones. We're going to build two. Import it. Bring it back, right? We just got to get different with it. So look what we just built. And it's like, all right, let's switch it up. Get rid of this. Kind of this, defense, switch to defense. Let's go with the cheap one. Fine. You said, we talk about Godwin. Interesting. Pittman, Warren. Should we switch it? Adonai Mitchell. I think Pittman and Warren are still the best plays with Jones. So we'll leave that. But what if we... how do we switch up the rest of this, right? I keep trying to add in people who aren't connected to other quarterbacks. Like, all right, let's just go back to like a Nico Collins or, something like this. All right, fine. Maybe we just play one-off Garrett Wilson. Who cares? Problem is if Garrett Wilson's hitting, it's going to make our Justin Fields lineups hit. And so it doesn't pop for me. Who'd you say? Marvin Harrison Jr. All right, throw him in there. Leave us 7,100 for the flex. Go right back to JSN or Igbuka or something else. I think this is fine. Quentin, we're saving him a little bit for our builds around Herbert. That's why I'm not using him. But yeah, I love Quentin Johnston here. I'm just saving him for the other ones. And then if I drop some salary on this last spot, or just play someone like, maybe if I play Omarion, Debo, that's my bike right there. Like Debo, how much of an upgrade is it to go to, I don't know, Giants defense versus Saints? Yeah, listen, QJ, I already said, I told you guys, it said, you can't be that stubborn. I'll be stubborn until it's not, like, I never got burned by telling you guys for 5 fucking years, don't play Derek Carr. I think there was like 2 games over the course of 5 years where he was like reasonable. If you burn me a bunch of times, I'm out. I'm not going to keep stubborn with it. I feel that way about Kamara. Like, Kamara hasn't burned me yet. That's why I'm so boisterous about, like, fuck that guy. Because he hasn't burned me yet. If he burns me even once, I will never, QJ always had the talent. It was concentration. That was his problem. Giants? How about Cowboys? How about part of the reason why, it's not Fields is because Cowboys defense steps up? Yeah, Stewie. Right? Like, what if we say that Cowboys defense plays well, sacks Fields a bunch of times, Fields doesn't do shit. Breece Hall still does okay, but that's where Garrett Wilson and those guys aren't in this lineup. Yeah, it's probably not good. I should probably, yeah. This spot is very fungible. You can do anything. Again, I just fuck it. Go back down. Punt the defense. Fuck. I just want that 12, 15 points for my defense, and I think Cardinals get it for us. I think they get it for us. So fuck that. Let's go to Cardinals, and let's see what we could fit in the last spot. You want to go Quentin Johnston, Tet McMillan, Keenan Allen, Myers, whatever. Whatever. You can play whatever you want in this last spot. Want to go Johnston? Fuck it. Let's do it. YOLO. But guys, reminder, last week, a lot of you, like last week, let me give this very important thing that I should have said at the beginning. Last week, we didn't hit in the lineups we built here. We did not hit we hit some 10X, but we didn't hit any kind of 40X. We did not hit a super booster. I didn't, but a lot of you guys did. And that's a reminder of why you want to be, as we're doing these, just take every lineup we're building as a guide, right? You're going to be like, nah, fuck this guy. Let me play that guy. That's great. That's what I want you to do. Take it as a guide, not as let's build the exact same lineup. Switch the defense, switch the flex, switch a play here, switch a play there. Same basic stuff. We'll all do better like that. We'll all do better. So that's all I'm asking. Don't lock yourself into the lineup only that Kevin builds. And if you do, please don't put it in the same contest that I'm in, by the way, because that just is a bad look. It's not even copying me. It's genuine. I want you to add your little bit of flavor. I am good enough to craft about a top 20% lineup, but the difference between top 20% and top 2% is one little swap here and there. I don't have that knowledge. It's just a luck-based thing almost. So that's why I say, if you have a lean about a guy, good. Do it. And definitely don't put the same ones in this contest because that's a bad look for us. And there's only, there's not enough spots in there. HN, how much dude, in these lineups, I'm going to have a lot of HN. A lot. It'll be in most of them. HN and Hall to me are kind of locked in. I want to get back onto Omarion. And so let's do one here. I do want to get back to like Omarion and some of my early week leans that like I was mildly convinced against by, powers that be, shit talkers. Yeah, where's my KOTD? Let's go. You want to know how those big name guys always get into the fantasy championships? They do it in this contest, by the way. I just want to you ever have see the people who are always in world championships? Like they're always in these qualifiers, and you're like, how the fuck are they winning these all the time? It's because they enter this one. So they will spend $11,000 a week for 5-10 weeks until they finally get one. That's how they get it. Just so you know. I was like, how's the same guy? And I asked him. I asked a few of them. They're like, and they'll tell you, like, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, it's hard to win. Like the people who are winning these $5 one max 150 ones are different. And put Downs in over Pittman, play Hampton with QJ, and it still looks nice. I like that. That's what I'm saying, dude. Plus, I'm live streaming. It's a little harder for me to, like, when you guys are sitting there, you're able to come up with little differences, and that's important for these. All right, so we've built 2 with Daniel Jones, 2 with, and by the way, yes, they do that. They sell before they enter it. It's already sold off. So they have people who are investing and paying for a lot of those entries. All of that's true. How do I know? I ask a lot of these guys. When I've been to the finals, I ask them, what did you get in on? Oh, the $10,000 one. Like, less impressive. I mean, it is impressive that you can bet that much, but a lot of them do have backers. We don't want to, we're going to stay in our lane and do what we do. Take down pocket minis, take down these multipliers, take down big tournaments on occasion. Perfectly happy doing that. All right, so we did a couple with Daniel Jones. We did a couple with Justin Fields. Let's go to our third chalk quarterback here, Justin Herbert. And Herbert is a fun one. We're going to double stack him. So, you know, it's Quentin Johnston, it's Keenan Allen, it's Ladd McConkey. Good luck. Good luck with that, right? Ladd McConkey. So who do we choose between Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey for that second piece? I don't fucking know. But let's put Ladd in there. I'm going to put Ladd in there. We're going to bring it back here with Debo. That's right, punk. Right? So this kind of builds itself. Herbert, Johnston, McConkey, bring back of Debo. Or Zach Ertz. Right? One or the other. Go back to our standard running back pairing. Achane and Breece Hall. Tight end. Could put Ertz in there, but I don't like, you know, I think it's Debo or Ertz, not both. Let's throw Ertz in here anyway, just to see what it feels like, right? Throw a defense in. I really, like I said, I love paying all the way up, but we could certainly go down to Giants. We can certainly go to Seattle or all the way down to Saints. Look at that, 7,500 left. You know, JSN, Igbuka, whatever we want to do is available to us. Saquon Barkley. Again, if we switch it back up and just go like more chalk, that's fine too. Tell me more about this, Dan. Tell me more. I haven't heard any story about Sanchez getting stabbed. That's interesting to me. All right, so yeah, with Debo here, or if I don't go Debo, if I just go Ertz, I can play players that I like even more. Just play Ertz. I'd like it better with Debo. All right, let's go Ferg. Fuck that. Ferg, Debo, 6,500. What can we do for the last spot? Scatterboo, Kamara, Godwin. Stop it. Stop it. Is this real? Are you guys shitting me? Hospitalized? Oh my God. Yeah, Javante. That seems like the guy here. Or if we could pay down and just Like the other option with this lineup, we can go Javonte and just be done, or play like a, or do something like this and take it down to 5,100, and at that point, play a Mikey Pitter or something else that suits this price point. So we could pay all the way up on defense, go down, or continue to punt or punt this other defense, something like that. 63, Javonte, Zay, Chase Brown, Garrett Wilson, could play Garrett Wilson just straight up. So, I mean, I don't give a fuck. Bam. Now they're stabbing fucking... What the fuck is wrong with people? People got mental illness, man. Something wrong with some motherfuckers out there. Like really, really fucking wrong with people. Poor Mark Sanchez. Hasn't he suffered enough being Mark Sanchez? You don't stab the guy. He's suffered enough. Not for nothing, I hope he's okay. Yeah, this is why I never leave the fucking basement. Like, I'm in this basement. I feel good about that. People going crazy out there, the real world. Like, they're losing their minds out there, guys. Go out and be out amongst that craziness. I thought Mark Sanchez's, headband thingy would protect him. It was like a power halo. Yeah, the stabber. Probably yelling "Free Palestine." The fuck? What the fuck is wrong with people? Poor Sanchez. Like, Sanchez has it bad enough just being Mark Sanchez. Like the butt fumbler. All right. Let's take a deep breath. Reset, everybody. It's a reset time because we did Herbert. We did Fields, a couple of Fields. We did a couple of Daniel Jones. Those are the three quarterbacks that are the build-arounds, that are the chalky ones. They're the ones that are in the best spots. So, got those out of the way. Now let's get weird, okay? Now we can get weird. And I love that you made 30 so far. That's exactly what you should be doing during Players Club. Churn them out. Put it to $2, $4, $4, $4, $4, 10x, 100x, 100x, 4 to 100, 4 to 100, 4 to 100. Do a bunch of them. All right, so let's get weird with some of these lineups. I'm going to switch the contest that I'm in so I don't feel as much pressure. I'll go down to this $4 one just because I'm making these in during this, and I want to just keep my shit together. So let's just get weird with it, right? Sam Darnold, fine. We're going to make a Sam Darnold. Just stack him with Jackson Smith and Jigba, fine. Godwin, cool beans, right? Again, continue to force feed. Continue to force feed Achane. Where the hell were you getting a hangover? Raz, you out partying last night with the ladies? I haven't had Tillamook in a minute. Not because it's not the best, it is, but I decided I'm eating too much sugar, so I just stopped buying ice cream. Because I got obsessed with the Tillamook, and then I was getting fat. Oh, you went to the college bars. Nice. Old school. I like it. Holy shit. Critical injuries? Oh, so it's not about the butt fumble. We don't know what it was about. Maybe just get into a fight with someone. All right, so Let's go right back to our general kind of setup here. But now we got Darnold. Do we have a second piece that we want to put in there with JSN? Is it like Barner? Do we want to go here with this? Strip clubs, yeah. Too intense. John Marchese, too much. Is it just straight Darnold to JSN? Do I not need another piece? Like, who else? They don't have another wide receiver on the team. I don't even know who the fuck. I'm not using anybody else. Tampa, we got to Godwin. Bring back. We can go to Igbuga. But I'm really liking Nico Collins. I say fuck it. I think you're right. Just do the single stack. YOLO. Keep going back to Ferguson, dude. This guy eats when fucking Lamb is out. This dude eats. Look how much money I have left. 5,200. So this could be a Rashad White. You want to go with White with the last spot? Okay. I haven't made almost any Rico Dowdle. What is happening? Rashad White? Get up to, I don't know, Texans defense, I guess, just to switch it up? No. I'm not doing it with Sharps. Sharpies, nope. This is it? This is it, John? That's the winner? Let's go. Fine. We got a Darnold lineup in there. Does not need to be Rashad White. Doesn't need to be Godwin. You know, I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back because now I thought of 5 things that it didn't need to be. So now I'm going to show, I got to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back. 10x booster. Another 4, a 2. All right, fine. Bring it back. Here we go. So this same version, right? We just did a Darnold. I'm going to bring it back. Swag bag. John Marquez, if one of these wins, I will send you swag for sure. All right. So I'm just going to bring it back. In this case, I'll get rid of White. I'm going to get rid of Godwin and Collins, and we're going to switch it. We're going to switch it for Igbuka. Let me look at the Dom station. Oh, I haven't made any Waddle, barely any Pittman, no Olave. These are the names that we need to be doing more of. Marv Harrison, Quentin Johnston, keep that in mind. Rico, Hall, White, Carter, HN, Monty, Gibbs. Tight end is going to be Warren, Taylor, Ferguson, Ertz. I mean, it's the recipe is right here. I need to do more of these other names. I'm going to do a Pittman one. All right. 4,400. Again, go back to cheap defense just to see how much we have left. We haven't done a dart lineup yet either, by the way. I really want Olave. Let's do Olave in this one. And then final spot, 5,700. Quentin Johnston, Tet McMillan, Keenan Allen, any one of them. Any one of them. How about Tet? That way we get Tet going here with Achan. We've got Olave. Possible 12 target guy. Fuck it, right? YOLO. If I pay down in the flex and take one of the cheapies like Dowdle, wait a minute. If I go down to Dowdle, now we can get to the expensive defense. How about that? Cash me outside, motherfucker. I love QJ. Can't get to him here. The way to get to QJ would be to go down to Godwin and then up to somebody better, like any one of these guys now. Debo, anyone. Wilson, QJ. But I was liking the other one. Let's go back to the original one because we can do them all. See how we have so many options? How about Mikey Pitter here in the last spot? Or let's go with Olave because Pitter's attached to our other quarterback. John Marchese, we got to get you on your own stream. Tournaments. So I keep looking for this one. I'll put in a big one. Fine. Unowned. Let's go. We haven't built a dart lineup yet. I want to do a dart. So let's do a little dart throw. A little dart throw with dart. Dart Slayton. Slay. Bring back Olave. RBs. Maybe we'll go pay up RB. Jonathan Taylor. Try Jonathan Taylor. Defense here. We're going to change it up as well. Go Texans. Yeah, I mean, these are silly for the millie. So once we got past our main guys, yeah, you could do this silly for the millie. On a running quarterback, generally almost only. As long as they have rushing upside, we can use them on the road. You get just like Fields last week. Rushing upside, I don't want to trust them. Can't really trust. I don't love this play. I think Fields is a much better play. This is silly for the millie bullshit. These are less good plays. But I like Slayton. Bring back of Olave. That's enough from that game. Tight end, go right back to, our chalk pieces. Can switch it up a little bit here if we want and just start getting a little crazy. But for the most part, I'm going Fergie there. Yeah. QJ if we want for this one and close it out with any 7K guy. Yeah, Wandale could work too. I don't think that Dart throws it frequently enough to feed Wandale, which is why I'm going with Slayton. These are millie maker worthy type lineups. Why extra like putting them in these qualifiers? Yeah, silly for the SE is right. All right, I feel like we did a lot here. I'm not. Oh, we haven't done a Goff lineup. All right, fine. Let's do a Goff. Oh, and I forgot about Cincy. Okay, all right. Let's get a little weird now. All right, I'm going over the top. There we go. Let me know if you know the reference. Turning the hat backwards, going over the top. Hold on. My glasses back on. Do I build hundos any differently? No, exactly the same. Exactly the same. See, Dan, you get it. Did you get the over the top? Are you the one? If you get that, I'm going to give you so many points for knowledge. No one knows what I'm talking about. Okay. Jared Goff. Amin-Ra. Oh, shit. Damn. Yes. Code Res. It's one of the greatest Stallone movies about arm wrestling. Jared Goff, Amin-Ra. Gibbs. I am a good arm wrestler, Code Res. I can actually arm wrestle pretty well. I know the skill set. Jared Goff, Amin-Ra. Jamar Chase. What? You might be out your goddamn mind playing Jamar Chase. Hell yeah, Savage. Fuck yeah. I don't even know who you're gifting these to, but fuck yeah. No one knows this reference. I can't believe you guys got it. We're going over the top when we're building the crazy lineups. Getting stupid. Colts, whatever. Jared Goff. Jamar Chase. Gibbs? Or Gibbs catches one? Who else? How do we get weird about this game? I am that too, Code Res, by the way. I have a depository of knowledge of really dumb shit in my head that I just have it and it stays there. I don't lose it. It stays there. And it's just all these dumb little factoids. Gibbs. Let's go to Breece Hall, of course. Got to have Breece. Got to have HN. Oh, we ran out of money. Hold up. Okay. Saints. Amon-Ra and Chase. We don't have enough money. Consider, think. Can't play Gibbs. Monty doesn't work with Goff. So I'm not ever going to do Monty with Goff together. I don't like that one bit. I would do Monty in some other version, but not with Goff. Not with Goff. A plethora of worthless factoids. Yeah. Browning. We almost have to be. Should I do this one as a Browning? All right. Browning. Oh, it's so bad. Gibbs. Amon-Ra. Chase. Browning. Chase. I don't even think you need to double stack him. Just go with Chase. T. Higgins and Chase? That's overkill. That's overkill. It's too much. It's too much. Look, there's only 4,600 left. Puts us in a situation where we need to actually either punt something else. Punt it. Punt it. Take a tight end. Laporta and Amon-Ra? Jamo? So many ways to go here. Detroit, Cincinnati, Detroit, Cincinnati, Detroit, Cincinnati. Browning is crushing it home. Jamar Chase is having a day. Amon-Ra's answering. Laporta is overkill. It should be Gibbs. It should be Jameer. But at that price, I'd rather just play HN, who's locked in. I think it's enough. Browning, Chase. Just finish it. Finish it with go Ertz, just straight Ertz. Hit me till it hurts. With Ertz, 6,200. Or we go to our standard, Fergie, and that leaves us with Olave or Pittman or Jamo. Oh, it's too much. Too much. Too aggressive. Let's go Pittman. I love that you have all these different ideas. Yeah, I forgot about using Shaheed, by the way. That's what I'm saying. Like, as I'm doing this, you guys are right. Oh, yeah, I have to get Shaheed in something. I can only build so many. I feel like I want to just keep building them and like bring them back. It takes me so long to click these buttons. Hold on. Multiplier. Just do a 10x. And just do a fucking tournament. Do it quick. Give me in the $5. Do that. Bring it back. I like Olave a little bit. I like Olave. I like him here. I like The rattlesnake. The rattlesnake. Beat on the rat. Anybody hear of a song, Beat on the Rat, with a baseball bat? It's punk. The Rattler. Olave. Or Shaheed. Shaheed. And Olave. Oh my gosh. Let's just build a weird fucking lineup like this. Rattler, Shaheed, and Olave? Ay, Dios mío. Actually, or we can go Shaheed. Yeah, let's go Olave. And then we'll bring it back with like Slayton. The rattlesnake, guys. We're in overtime here. Let me correct this. Let me clear this up because they have kicked in first. But second, we are in overtime. We've gone beyond the normal Players Club lineups, and we're now doing fucking GPP only lineups for the Millie Maker because that's what this shit is. Who's core at wide receiver? I'm going to say Garrett Wilson. I'm going to say Jackson Smith and Jigba. Nico Collins. We got to play a lot of him. Nico Collins. Right? Those are our guys. This was always going to be a shorter one because we don't have as many quarterbacks to really build around that are core. So now I'm just getting stupid with silly for the Millie stuff on the screen. I want to diversify. Yeah, the wife's not here, so I can do whatever I want. But my daughter's here. My youngest daughter, I had to pick her up from the SAT. She took her SAT earlier. That's what delayed me. I didn't know when she'd get out of it. This could be the week, right? And we bring out a Slate or Scataboo, right? Scataboo. It's a scat man. I still think we put Hall and the normal chalk in this lineup. Now we get rid of that defense. We go to an expensive defense. Fine, right? Tight end. I'm still going to do what I'm doing at tight end. How about Warren instead of Laporta in this one? Or how about or Warren or Goddard or who cares? It's all the same. It's all the same. 9,900. We can't even spend the salary in this one. So now we're going to have to find and force our way into spending some salary. JT? JSN. Or so maybe with Rattler, do I need the double stack? When he had that good game, let's see, 207. He's definitely not throwing for a lot of yardage. He is getting there with the legs. Not really. Yeah, it's the rushing yards. And if he runs one in with a touchdown, he is throwing for touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns this week, but only 207 yards. What this is telling me is that the rattlesnake is probably not a stack with 2 type of guy. So pick one between maybe Shaheed and Olave, and maybe we'll stick with that. And then instead of JSN, instead of this approach, we can still kind of go with our pay down here. Now I can go with like a Nico and then JSN, Nico, Olave, Slayton is the one I want to get rid of. Why play this turd? Even if he's okay, even if he has a good game, he's probably not going to be one of the higher scoring players. So you know what? Fuck that. Right? Let's go like this. Let's do something like this. Johnston. Okay. Just play guys that we like. Rattlesnake to Olave. I didn't bring it back with anything. You know, we can go to Scataboo. The Scatman. I don't like the price point on the Scatman this week. It's a little too expensive for what he's up to, but like, what if we went that? What if we did that? Okay. Wilson instead of Garrett Wilson. We could just, again, go right back to Johnston or something like that. Yeah, I like this. Can even go with JMO and just get rid of all Giants. Don't need a Giant. But I like Wilson too. I like Scadaboo here. So this last spot, this is where I would kind of get weird. But Kamara, Alvin Kamara. No, I'm not doing that. But I like that you're doing it. I like that you're doing it. Over the top. I like that you're doing it. Scadaboo. I'm just going to fucking live or die with Garrett Wilson. I don't know if I want to do that, but here I am doing it. So there we go. Put it in there. $5. And then multiplier. 5, 5, 5. Fine. I'm not even down. I can't stomach a Hurts lineup. I'm gonna pull him off my sheet. That was only, but I do want to do a Dak one. So let's do a Dak one. I'm not gonna stomach Hurts. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna just pull him, because if I can't bring myself to do it, then you shouldn't have to do it. How about Dak and Pickens and Ferguson? Hall. Build around the game. Wilson. Yeah, Kyler's doable. Kyler's doable. Yeah, Woody Marks is definitely in play. I just got to make sure I'm spreading these around. But like, you want to do a Woody Marks one? Okay, throw him in there. $6K for the last spot. This just built itself. How about Tet McMillan? We haven't gone there. That's a beautiful lineup. 300 left over. Can go from, actually, we'll pair up Woody Marks with Texans, which is a nice little correlation pairing. Bam. This looks sexy. I think Kyler does not need two. Just one of them is fine. And even like a running back from the same team could work. Dak Prescott lineup. There it is. Double stack Dak. Dak with the 2 stack. Kyler. I'm going to go Marvin Harrison. I wish I got him. All of my leagues were really sharp this year. I need to get in leagues with normies, not fucking professional industry maniacs, because I never get an easy one. All right, we haven't used enough Dowdle. We haven't used enough Rashad White. Guys, I am forgetting to use these guys because I have such an affinity for these other names. But don't forget about Rashad White. Don't forget about Dowdle. Even a little bit of Carter. I think we'll do a Dom Station setup tonight where we'll get a lot of this going, like making sure we get exposure to those super turds. Players versus defense, I am not doing that. We're not going to do players versus defense on this one. Yeah. Grim, I don't know if, were you with me for, Grim, you were with me for a lot of Best Ball Draft-a-Palooza, but I don't have a single share of Tyreek. And I don't even feel, I didn't do a bat pack on it because what I thought would happen wasn't really how it played out. The injury was not part of my concern. That wasn't why I just liked Devontae Adams better. And he was always available after Tyreek. So I just said, why would I take him first? I dodged a lot of the turds in Best Ball this year. The one that got me is I have so much fucking I have so much Trey Benson. Like when he elevated, I thought that was going to be it. All right, Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't want anything from the Titans. Hell to the no. So this would be, I don't love this stack, guys. I don't like Kyler Murray that much. I don't like him in games where his team is a super fave. I mean, double stacking would be including Trey McBride. I don't know. Not feeling that. So I'll just single stack it. And then I think for the rest of this build, you just kind of go with, I'm going to switch to Tyler Warren because I have too much Ferguson at this point. And then just kind of like, I don't know. Get rid of him. Maybe Taylor in the narrative that actually this will be the narrative that it's not Daniel Jones. So Jonathan Taylor smashing. It's actually Fergie. What about Ertz? Let's go to Ertz with this one. Just make it different and get weird. And then wide receiver. We could just pick two names that are good. Let me throw the defense in. We'll go with the cheap one. 7,400 wide receiver. So you can just go like here. You could go Amon-Ra and Igbuka or JSN. Nico. 900 left. Upgrade. Warren. Don't love that. Jamar Chase. Zach Ertz. Low owned. Sexy goodness. I like this. How about that? Yeah, Kyler's going to get it figured. I don't like Kyler Murray. You know that. You guys know it. It's not my favorite. I didn't even enjoy this. I didn't really even enjoy building this particular one. I'm just going to put it in like super, super crazy tournaments. And then I will share with you all here as I think we're good with lineups for this episode. Keep going. Like you have what you need. Keep building lineups. But I'm going to share with you all. A lot of you guys were with me for draft best ball draft-a-palooza. And I got 28 teams in the eliminator. These are the 5 that I have left. So yeah, I got 1 point. So we'll see. 5 left out of 28 in the round of 6%. 20%, 25% of my lineups through to the round of 6% is not bad. I think I'm going to have a hard time advancing this week. So check in with me next week. Let's see how many we can get through here. I've got 5. John Marquet. Every lineup I did here was drafted in stream, so I did 28 of them. 5 left. Anyway, all right, guys. The rest of my afternoon. What's the next tier? I don't know what you mean. Oh, it's just each week half. So next week is 3%, and then 1.5. Yeah, that's brutal. I'm really happy with having this many through. If Trey Benson didn't go down, I think I would be looking really amazing to advance all of these. So now if I get knocked out, I guess in these you get $20 for each entry, which is okay. And I don't know how much the payouts are, but like, this is what my teams look like. Here's a Kyler Murray, Darnold, you got Gibbs, Bucky, but Cook, okay. Connor and Benson, I thought I'd be safe. Pearsall out this week. That's another thing that's going to hurt me a little bit. Had some Quentin Johnston. Tough to advance in these. Anyway, no one cares about that. We'll talk about it another time. But guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the Players Club. We built a bunch of lineups. You can continue building off of the same theme and the same, very important. And one of the critical parts about this is contest selection. And John Marchese, you know exactly what I'm going to do. Right after this, I felt like, you know what? Let me add $300-400 to my bankroll So I will arb myself $300-$400 worth of college football arbs when I shut this thing down, and I'll make $300-$400 in an hour and a half because we built a tool that prints money, and every single person who's not using it is literally not doing it. Either you're in an illegal state or you're probably should be doing this. So, I mean, if you're not in a legal state, a lot of our guys are doing it in Texas and Florida and all those places. It's a little harder. It's not even harder. It's just a little bit, yeah. But nothing a lot. Listen, arbitrage, what you guys aren't realizing is prediction markets, Kalshi and Robinhood, all those guys are getting sports betting. Of course we can arb. Yeah. Yeah, in the bad states, I can't help you. I mean, you can do it still. But again, you got to use exchanges, and it's not as exciting. You need to roll through, figure you make 5% on your money. So if you had $1,000 in bankroll, you'd have to cycle it through twice to make $100, which you can do. Yeah. You can do it with $1,000. By the way, you don't have to think about that. Yeah, and John Marquez is in Florida with only one sports book. Are you doing mostly pre-games using Novig and Profit? I'm very curious, John. Jersey is not only a legal state, Rodney. New Jersey, and this is important to listen, is the best of all of the states for arbitrage. There's no better place to be. If I'm in New Jersey, I want to drive to New Jersey to take advantage of those books. There's more sports books in New Jersey than any other state. It's the best for it. And you're doing pre-games, but you don't have to do pre-games. In New Jersey, you could do live in-game arbs, which is better. So yes, Rodney, you are in the best state for arbitrage betting. New Jersey's, there's something like 14 sports books, 15, including an exchange called Sport Trade, which is amazing. And New Jersey has Prime Sportsbook, which doesn't limit people. Yeah. No, Tebow time. California, same as Florida or Texas. You can do it there. You just have to do pre-games on the exchanges. You can do it anywhere. You don't need the high end. So when you're in like a Texas or a non-legal state, you don't need the Sharp app ultimate plan. You don't need the $179. You just need the $69.99. Yeah. Or stay where you are and do you'll not make as much money pre-game in an illegal state, so to speak, on exchange. It's not illegal. It's on exchanges. I sometimes use that, Zoobs? You'll see, I'll do a setup later, but I sometimes use that, but we achieve the same thing with a total P-own, the total P-own thing. So you don't actually have to do that. Yeah. And Ian, you got to move. I'm worried. At some point, I plan to move to Florida in a couple of years. And I'm like, fuck, I'll burn all my sportsbook accounts before I go there. I'm going to pull hundreds of thousands of dollars from arbing before I move. Yeah. Yeah. Watch my picket for later because I'm about to start arbing the shit out of these games. All right. All right, guys. Beautiful day out. Let's fucking go. Oh, FanDuel. The biggest thing for FanDuel is we're going to take advantage of these cheap running backs. So it's not anything special other than, here, let me show you. Like, you're right. I don't do too much FanDuel here because I can't split my brain. We'll do a setup stream tonight. Wife's not around, so it won't be too late. Like, let's say like 8 o'clock or even 7. A little quick look at FanDuel, but just sort this. You want to get 4,900. Look at these prices. Michael Carter, 4K. Rashad, this is where we're going to have to live with these guys. Even Breece Hall, Woody Marks. It's so cheap. So with FanDuel, I'm running MME. I'm mixing in this group. And then when you do it, you could just play the most expensive wide receivers. So we could just play Amon-Ra, Chase, JSN, Nico. We'll just play the expensive wide receivers and save money on the running backs. I will go to Florida, but I'm not happy about the sportsbook situation. But I have a feeling that by the time I'm thinking about moving, that the predicted, the Robinhoods, those prediction markets will have taken over anyway, so it won't matter as much. We'll be able to arb those without any limits. Yeah. John Marquez, if be in the Discord. Like if people are asking about it and you're doing it in Texas, I would, or Florida, I would greatly appreciate you're letting them know and giving them, tell them how you're doing it so they can do it too. I want everybody to make money. I want you guys to make money here. I want this to be, listen, we're having fun. We're doing what we like to do. We're scratching our gamble itch. We're playing DFS. We're trying to go for $1 million, the whole thing. But it's really important that we take money back. Yeah, we do have a channel in the Discord for ARB. Sharp App Discord has its own. Sharp App has its own Discord with a channel for it, and we opened a channel here in the DFS Army one for ARBs as well. So go in the ARB channel, talk to all the boys. The ARB Shake brings all the boys to the yard in the Discord. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you later for a setup stream. Helmets up.